When I said no, my doubt and demons on their way. Every endeavor I have made ever is coming into play, is here and now today.
Yes, friends. Hello. And today it is the moment. I'm your host, Coach Raja, and I want to welcome you to the Unbox Me Today show where we're the experts bringing you the experts. So without any further delay, let me tell you about, first of all, you got to ring the victory bell for being here and being amazing, just like my next guest. And her name is the amazing Jessica Soodeen. Now, Jessica is a dynamic keynote speaker and a facilitator who teaches emotional and social intelligence through the thrilling lens of motorsports. A mechanical engineer turned motorcycle racer and race engineer, she blends high performance lessons from the track with practical tools for teamwork, conflict resolution, and civil communication. From global engineering projects to pit lanes across Europe, Jessica's story ignites curiosity, courage, and connection. Her workshops and keynotes bring teams together, fast tracking trust, collaboration, and clarity under pressure. So, whether on stage or in the boardroom, Jessica fuels insight, action, and the drive to perform at your best, individually and together. So, let's welcome to the stage, without any further delay, the one, the only, the super talented, super beautiful, the one who walked to school uphill both ways in the snow, barefoot, the one, the only, Jessica Soodeen. Jessica, welcome to the show. How are you feeling today?
Hi. I'm feeling great. Thank you. I love that. Uphills both ways. Being Canadian in the snow, I feel that.
Isn't that, that's what my parents told me. And if your parents told you some great things too, click the link down below so that you can leave comments during the live. Because when you're live, you thrive. And when you replay, you get to play again. So let's just dive right in. So, Jessica, amazing story. First of all, from an engineer going into motorsports and now becoming a speaker. Whoa, how that's just so cool. So, how did you get into the motorsports?
So the motorsports came late in life. I won
Uh-huh.
motorcycle lessons in university at a
Uh-huh.
fundraiser, and it was a group of buddies that were doing the Formula SAE
Yep.
car. So it's a
Hmm.
university run thing and it's
Right.
between Canada and the US and everything. Anyway, it was totally rigged, Raja. It was not like I won, but yeah, I was
Yeah.
basically they thought I need to get on a motorcycle. And then that turned into racing. And
Nice.
racing turned into a crazy obsession of like
That's
building
fun.
motors in my living
Yep.
room, never
Hmm.
doing it before, and firing myself down racetracks at, a couple of 100 kilometers an hour. And it was fun, really good fun.
That just sounded like a blast. Oh my gosh! Like I remember like being a child, we had our bicycles and we used to make our ramps and jump off of the curbs.
Yeah.
And I got so many flat tires, and my dad used to get angry at me like, "You have another. You have to change the tube again." But it was so much fun just taking them apart, putting them back together. We had such a good time.
Yeah.
And so let's fast forward a little bit. You went from a motorsport career into executive leadership. So, what moment pushed that change, and how did you shift that from like sort of the engineering side into more the human side?
hmm So, well, the motorcycle racing turned into such an obsession that I decided I
Yeah.
wanted to marry my career and my hobby.
Uh-huh.
So I donated, burned, sold almost everything I owned, and booked it off to northern Spain to do a master's in race car engineering there. And
Ooh.
and I moved to Basque Country. So I worked with Swiss race car teams, a German one, a Spanish one, and you know, it was then that I had so much experience working with different cultures, all these different teams. We had like 7 or 8 languages under our tent at any given time, just with
Right.
the different speakers from everywhere. And all of that really ignited in me, like, look at how the different cultures are with the different
Right.
people and
Mm-hmm.
how are the kids depending on how their parents are with them and what sort of pressure do they have, because this isn't, a skating season that costs, a couple of grand. This is $40,000 a weekend
Yeah.
that's being
Hmm.
dropped. And
Yes.
this
No
is
time change.
pre-Formula One. I was not working in F1. You know, so and when I came back to Canada, it was because I had married my Basque husband, and one of
Yeah.
his he was the truck driver for one of the race car teams that I
Ah.
the race car team that I did my master's at. So one
Yep.
of his dreams was to drive the long-nosed, you know, American style Kenworth Peterbilt trucks. So I
Yep.
was like, "Hey babe, you know, I could just put pause on the motorsports for a bit. Let's go to Canada, get your dream to come true, and I'll go back into corporate," which is where I ended up going higher and higher on the corporate ladder, which means way more training. So Six
Yeah.
Sigma training and
Yeah.
you know how to facilitate meetings, and then it's the people bit of it. And all that just it was so organic, Raja, it was ridiculous. It just was like this perfect progression.
Oh, it's fantastic. And I know from experience, having been in a corporate pharma and like biotech companies over 25 years, you know, it's like it's not an easy thing to navigate. It takes a lot of skill and it takes a lot of
Mm.
a dedication to do it well and make it run smoothly. So, you know, kudos to you for doing that. You get a victory bell for that. Now, one thing that I'm sure that helped was that motorsport run on pressure and precision. How did that
Yes.
environment shape your view of teamwork and trust and emotional controls under stress?
You know, we used to practice pit stops
Uh-huh.
with one of our big sponsors there or the team principal, you know, like
Yeah.
we'd get the team principal to come so that you would practice under stress.
Hmm.
And as an engineer as well, you know, you're always looking at if you make a wrong calculation in qualification fuel, like you have the potentialness of getting fired. The
Oh, really? That
when
bad. Hmm.
but
Yeah.
the pressure is real. And mm, what I found the biggest lesson
Um,
is psychological safety.
yeah. Hmm.
Having the psychological safety to be able to fail but not fail. So
Right.
setting the stage of okay, we just arrived at you know Nurburgring. We've got our pits all set up now. It's the evening time. It's before supper, but you know we're going to do some pit stop practicing, and it's creating that psychological safety. Whereas here is where you can fail,
Yeah.
but when it comes to the real time, let's figure out everything we can do, whether it's the emotional side, whether it's
Right.
people not getting along, and maybe, okay, the three of you shouldn't be on a tire together. Let's move, or whatever it is.
It is. It
Whatever
is. And
it
I've
is.
seen that happen. Hmm.
And it can actually work better.
Certainly does.
It can
Yeah.
work better
And
when people are in where they are, and you can see later on that even that move, the people that were moved apart end up coming together in a friendship way as opposed to necessarily that let's all work on that one tire together way.
it
Yeah.
does. Oh, beautifully said. And you know what's funny? You know, whether you have a corporate job or just like a different kind of career, you know, the kind of people that you work together with really truly make your second family. And I was reading statistic that show that a lot of times your work family you end up spending more time with than your own personal family at home because
Yeah.
it's just the kind of hours you put, plus the amount of driving, plus connections, plus emails, plus video calls and conferencing, and so
Flight.
yeah, yeah. So that is a real thing. So make sure you when you're happy where you are, great. And if you're not happy where you are, you're allowed to move from your work
Yeah.
family. You know, like find your people. I always say that. You know, if when you're happiest, that's when you're the most productive, and that's when you can be the most powerful for your company or your team. So,
For sure.
Jessica, that's been fantastic. I want to share a gift link for everybody here. So, I know something's incoming here. So, I just want to toss it out there, and we will share and post. Tell us what they're going to get once they click on that link. Once we can share it with you.
So, what they're going to get is some of the top 5 strategies of building psychological
Mm,
safety.
yep.
And it really comes from that my experience in the high stakes of motorsports, and then of course folding in my corporate experience as well.
Yep.
I was a global engineering director with Honeywell, and we did some really interesting projects when you're working behind the scenes. I
Ah.
worked in engineering operations, So I
Yeah.
wasn't doing the designs and this and that. So it
Yep.
was really interesting even there to see, how do we make people safe? How do we make a safe place where no idea is
Mhm.
stupid? Because you know what? Even
Ooh,
if
I
it is
love it.
kind of a silly
Yep.
idea, I
Yep.
bet you something really cool that is possible is going to come out of it just because of word association or allowing the brain to open. Or maybe
Yeah.
everyone is having a very respectful chuckle at it.
Absolutely. I love it. Thank you so much for sharing that because I think everybody out there, they need to know that when you work, that you're not going to get berated or put down or fired just for trying out things, just for asking questions. You want that psychological safety. So definitely click that link. And if you want to connect more with her, she will have a link at the bottom of that PDF as well for you. So please do connect. So let's dive forward again. And I just want to say, first of all, fascinating story. And I love that, like me, I'm always fascinated by people that have made that shift from the
Mm,
corporate world to something new, or from something else into the corporate world. So both
yeah.
ways, it's always an interesting story that always comes along with that. So moving on, let's talk about the softer side of Sears. I always say people join a person, not a business. Let's get to know you better as a person. Now, some of this you touched upon, but that's okay. Just reiterate. Where did you grow up, and how did you grow up?
So I grew up in Calgary, Alberta,
Mm-hmm.
Canada, which is just
Yep.
east of the Rocky Mountains. I spent a couple of years in Libya when I was a
Mm-hmm.
child.
Yeah.
My dad was in oil and gas, so that was pretty common for people in Houston and Calgary
Mm-hmm.
and these kind of oil and gas, petroleum-based cities in the mid 80s there. But most of my time has been in Calgary, as well as spending my summers in Newfoundland,
Oh,
which
cool.
is the most easterly point in North America. And that is why I chose the Basque Country to do my master's, because the
Yeah.
Basques and the Newfies had this history of the whale industry and cod industry in the 1600s.
Oh, wow. Pretty cool. I didn't know about that. Now, what
Mhm.
about growing up, having all this experience? Like, was there anything that sort of shaped the way you think today, like a movie or a book that really helped inspire you?
It was my movie and my book is my mom. My mom was ridiculously inspirational.
Really? Cool.
Yeah, when we were in Libya, she was taught by nuns. She was a Roman
Mm-hmm.
Catholic and taught by nuns. But one of the first things that I saw her doing when I was 8 years old was reading the Quran.
Mm-hmm.
And for
Yep.
someone who is just
Nice.
demonstrating that openness to other people's
Yes. To
religions and
understand.
to really understanding, you know,
Yep.
that
Yep.
that was huge for me.
Oh,
Massive.
I love that. I love it because, like, I have a lot of very devout Christian friends, and they've offered me a Bible, which actually I have on my shelf here. And every like once in a while, I read through some passages. I find there's truth in every religion, and there's a lot of overlap. So
Yeah.
I never think my religion or somebody else's is better or worse. I think that I joke around, God's like ice cream. We all have a different flavor, and it doesn't make anybody's right or wrong. Just
Yeah.
if it makes you a better person, all the more power to you.
Yeah.
Um,
And a book for me would be, and I've read it many times, The Four
yeah.
Agreements.
Oh, I love that. Yes. Actually,
The
I,
Four
I may
Agreements is an
have it on the shelf
amazing,
here. Hmm.
simple book that, like, the first time I read it, I think it took me days to get through it. And I would highly recommend just reading it through once and then go read it through and take the days to do it. But it's such a good self-reflection book and has so many portions of, you know, self-compassion
Yep.
and how do you treat others. Like, it's just wonderful. That was a really big game changer when I was starting to explore the world.
Nice. Now, what about what kind of music do you love to listen to? What kind of really excites you up?
So so funny. So I know you're a singer. So
Mm-hmm.
I and this is like maybe not a lot of people know all this. Some
Yeah.
people will. I was a backup singer for a rock band in the Basque Country. So it was like this ska
Really?
rock band,
Oh,
and I
funny.
sang in Basque and then
Yeah.
Spanish, and I translated one of the songs into English and I sang that one. And so I really like, I mean, I think I like pretty much every kind of genre of music, but what
Mm-hmm.
really lights me up is when I can hear the story in it.
Mm-hmm.
You
I
know,
got
the
you.
story in the song, when the goosebumps come, so I'm a big fan of disco, but also this like rock ska
I
area.
like it. It's pretty cool. Yeah. I'm I'm not going to go into my background, but yeah, I remember singing backup for a couple of different like if you ever heard of the group Procol Harum, like I was actually on stage, I was singing backup for them years
Oh my
ago, and I
gosh.
remember I met the two gentlemen, and I got a picture with me and Jeff the guitarist, and we were having a good time, like hearing singing like a lot of shit, a pale, Procol Harum, like
Yeah.
Butterfly Boys, all those songs. Yeah, so I got some pictures of me on the stage from that a while back.
It's one of my favorites. Again, that was one of the records that my mom had, and
Oh,
that
nice.
Cream. I was listening to Cream yesterday. I found a Cream CD because my car has a CD player.
Nice, nice. I love it. I
Yeah.
love it. All right. What about is there a favorite quote that you refer to or has really helped change your perspective on life?
It's the for me, it's the platinum rule.
Okay.
So,
What's that?
the golden rule is do
Big
unto
one.
others how you would like to be done unto. And
Oh
the
yeah.
platinum rule is to do unto others as they need to be. Now,
Yeah. Ah,
I
okay.
dropped this line at the end of a workshop at the university 2
Yeah.
weeks ago. And the idea of treating people the way that they need. So, this
Yes.
comes into, coaching, it comes into teaching relational skills because everyone learns differently, but everyone also likes different accolades.
Yep. Yep.
So
It goes back to the five love languages, right? So uh,
as well, yes.
some people like service, some people like products, some people like pats on the back, some people like time, some people like uh, you
Yeah.
know go read about that. It's a fantastic book, also the five love languages, um, and that drives right into your point, is that treating others the way that they need. You got to understand their language first. So if you're paying attention
Yeah.
and understanding what they're doing, you will connect with them even more. So
It was
we're
interesting. One of the
mhm,
students there
yeah.
challenged me on it, and he said, "Well, isn't that giving up your power?" And I loved the comment because it made me think, where is this coming from?
Hmm.
You know, and where is this desire of having to have a power dynamic even in the mix? So it was really interesting to see someone's bias on even what came out of my mouth with the platinum rule.
Yeah,
Big learning.
I like that. Pretty interesting because at least they were vocal enough to say that they had a difference of opinion, so that we
Yes,
could address
loved
it
it.
and talk about it. Because in the end,
Yes,
whether it's a difference of political beliefs, a difference of like a religion, a difference of race relations, or something, if we don't start the conversation and talk about it, we can't affect change. So our goal
yes,
is going to be also, you know, be open to conversation on a topic that you may not be in agreement with, but at least you're willing to listen about it. And that's how we bridge our gap in humanity, truly.
yes.
Um, so
So true.
yeah. So Jessica, we're almost near our time here. I want to ask you one more question, which always like cracks me up. What is your favorite food? Oh, it's
My
fun. It's fun.
my favorite food is mac and cheese.
No way. Really?
Way. And,
Okay.
it has to be with the way that my mom made her cheese sauce, and sorry, cholesterol, but it's like milk, butter, a bit of flour, and a bunch of old cheddar, grated, finely grated,
That smells good. Like I'm starting to water in my
slowly.
mouth here.
I know, I might have to go and make some.
Very Pavlovian response already. Oh my gosh. Okay. So hang on to that thought. Hello, Whole Foods. Yeah. We need your gourmet mac and cheese, the way that Jessica's mom made, and we need a pallet
Yeah.
of it in the green room. Okay. Stat. Thanks. So totally real call.
Oh
So
my gosh.
you're gonna enjoy that in the green room, and hopefully that you don't get the food coma that always comes after eating too many carbs. But save me some. And so Jessica, before we head off into the sunset, holding hands, singing Kumbaya. Tell me just one last thing. Like, what is it that you want people to recall about you?
What I really like people to recall about me is that I am such an easy person to speak to,
Yeah.
and I love, love, love the eye contact and holding space for people. So
Mm,
when I get hired as a keynote speaker or as
yeah.
a relational skills facilitator, doing trainings, whether that's with motorsport teams or with corporate teams,
Mhm.
something that you'll always remember about me is feeling heard.
Oh, I love it. Thank you so much. All right. That is, I just got to make sure you click on her link down below and post, or it'll be in the comments. And I'm going to send her to the green room right now with a whole lot of food. And I hope she saves me some, because now that sounds really tasty. So, but folks, as we shift over into our next segment, don't forget that we are always trying to find a way to improve ourselves. But in order to make waves, sometimes you got to do something first. You got to make a splash. When you throw a rock into a lake, what happens? No, there's a splash. You make an impact, and then you get waves. And then you don't know where those waves are going. Those waves are going past around the reeds, and you don't know where that impact is. So all of you out there, when you're on stage, you don't know where your impact is going to end. It's never going to end. All right, folks. So today in our 60-second mind shift, today we're going to talk about failure. Oh, such a terrible word, isn't it? Nobody likes to fail, but you know what? If you change your perspective on what failure is, you're going to realize that every single successful person out there has failed. So regardless if you like him or not, Elon Musk, he failed multiple times, right? Before he became a success. Like, for example, Jeffrey Bezos failed multiple times before he formed Amazon. It was actually a company called Cadabra before, and that failed. Then it was a company called Relentless, and that failed. And then he got sued by Borders Books because they were encroaching on their IP, saying that they're the largest bookstore in the world. So he failed there because he couldn't even get suppliers to supply him. But he found a way around that. And now, as we know, now it's a multi-trillion-dollar company. So don't compare your day one with anybody's year 20. The point that you need to compare is always, did I improve from yesterday? Did I improve from last week or last year or last month? And you'll find that if you make 1% growth every single day, you didn't fail, because you either win something or you learn something. There is no fail. And for all you sci-fi fans out there, yes, that sounds like Yoda. You know, there is do or do not. There is no try, right? So go out there and do it. And if you want to win more, go out there and feel free to fail more. All right, folks. So let's bring Jessica back and find out, what exactly did she save me? So welcome back, Jessica. How was the food? Did you save me any?
Oh yeah. There's just like a little corner with the croutons on top. Don't forget to bake it with the croutons.
Great. So Jessica, what is your biggest takeaway from the 60-second mind shift, and what would you add to it?
For me, I don't know if I'd add much, actually. I mean, really, when you're thinking about applying that to your life, there's so many ways that you can positively have effects on other people.
Mm-hmm.
So when I think the juice is in the integration, is into how can I show up every day applying this to my life?
Right. Mm-hmm.
I think that's one of the biggest things.
That's the key. I love it. All right. Thank you, Jessica. Folks, we're almost done here, but I got to say, thank you so much to you, Jessica, being here. Like, I never had someone come in who was a motorcycle mechanic and on a race car team. I'm like, what the heck? That's so cool. And like, I remember all of us as being children, we used to race our little cars around, and like, wish we could be a race car driver, but you got to do it. What an amazing story. It's fantastic. So Jessica, thank you so much for being here, an amazing guest. And I just have one more question for you. If someone gave you a blank check with unlimited resources, what's your grand vision to change the world?
My grand vision with an unlimited check to change the world would be to spend the resources on getting people into conversation and into understanding of that true, compassionate empathy, which is where you're moved by someone else's story.
Mm-hmm.
Not moved to fix or coach or help or anything like that. Just being in that space of understanding and compassion.
I love that. Beautifully said. All right, folks. Thank you so much, everybody. And as always, this is your coach, Vaidya, on the Unbox Me Today show. We're going to hit 500 episodes very soon. So join our journey and wait to see who's going to be our celebrity guest for number 500. It's going to be incredible. And you'll find that sooner rather than later. So for everybody else out there, as always, don't fake it till you make it. Instead, believe it and become it. I'm your host, Coach Raja, and I'll see you on the next show. Bye-bye. All right. So Jessica, real quick question for you. Three things for your testimonial. Why did you want to be on this show here today? Why this show?
Why this show? So I wanted to be on the Victory Mindset because you're an inspiration for looking at things and jumping into things that aren't the easy path, which is also my path. So I felt akin in so many ways, like your karate that you're doing, like that takes a lot of mindset and dedication and brain. It's very similar to the type of flow state that you have when you're going, 160 miles an hour on a two-wheeled vehicle. Like it's this flow state is very, I think it turns us into like great humans. And I see that in you. And I just was attracted in you. Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And what was your biggest takeaway from the show today?
My biggest takeaway from the show today was the way that you asked the questions, and I was able to kind of even look at my story in a different way and understanding and appreciating what a big influence my mom was in my life.
Oh, I'm so glad for that too. And I'm not going to delve too much into this. Like, we lost my mom 6 months ago. So for us, like, my mom was she was truly the heart of our family and the heart of so many other families, because she was one of those people, she brought everybody together. I mean,
was everyone's mom.
She was everyone's mom. Yeah, everybody's mom, everybody's friend. And she made new friends everywhere she went. So, I mean, I guess I got this part of my life from her, is that I'm really embodying her spirit. So in a way, she lives on through this. And just last question, scale of 1 to 10, how much would you recommend me to somebody else's stage?
Oh gosh, 10 out of 10. Are you kidding me? 10 out of 10 for sure.
I love it. Thank you so much.
And to go back to the mom thing, I lost my mom 5 and a bit years ago. I was her end of life caregiver. So engineer turned nurse, because she was a nurse. And I tell you something, you just without your mom, but it's nothing that we ever get over. And all we can do is really live to honor that spirit of our own inspiration.
It certainly is. Thank you so much for that. It's beautifully said. All right, folks, podcast crew knows what to do from here. And if you're still watching, you are some of my favorite audience members. Come join us on Tuesday nights for the Speaker Confidence Mastermind, and come elevate your life and start to evolve into the next version of you. We are out of here. Thanks so much, and I love you all.